Where will Endgame end up? Where will Ant-Man and Wasp and Thor Ragnarok end up? What's happening, film friends? Dave the Film Junkie here. All right, here's a long overdue video, and I was going to do it before Endgame came out. Actually, I was going to do it before Captain Marvel came out. But I pushed it off, which is something I do too much, and I figured, well, since Endgame has finally came out, obviously I was going to have to redo my list here because I did enjoy the absolute shit out of the movie. And since there is 23 now? I was going to do top 5, but there's just, it's just too many. So I figured, okay, I'll narrow it down to 10. So here we go, guys. Here's my ranking for my top 10 MCU movies. Number 10. Iron Man 3. A lot of people don't like this movie, but I like this movie. I mean, it's definitely a step up from Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 had some weird stuff that was going on with it. A lot of people didn't like this movie because Tony was not really in the suit. It was a lot of Tony, but I went, well, I mean, that's fine. I mean, we see Iron Man and everything else. Let's see him without the suit. Let's see him like in a rural area where he has to use his smarts yet again to get out of an interesting situation. I mean, of course, the villains weren't that great, but I mean, I like Guy Pearce, don't get me wrong. I like the back and forth between Tony and the kid, Ty Simpkins. I don't know, his name was Harley, something like that. I don't know. They just had a good chemistry back and forth, and he was a little tinkerer himself, and more on that. Number 9, Captain America: Civil War. There are issues with this movie, and you can easily call it Avengers 2.5, I guess you could say. They definitely rushed this movie, and I think it was just in response to Batman v Superman. That's what it seems to be. I don't know if that's fully true, but I mean, I think it is. I mean, come on. They really need to take this story. If they're going to do a really good Civil War, they just need to do like a series, like an actual 12-episode series, and incorporate everybody and base it off the book as much as possible. This one, it was just kind of like, well, we could do this, we could have that, and just blame them for shit. But there's a lot of good stuff in this movie. There really is. A lot of the action's really good. The Bucky stuff, awesome. The introduction of Black Panther, Spider-Man, and then, yeah, the airport scene could have looked better, but there were some times where you're just like, holy shit, I'm about to... Number 8, Incredible Hulk. Yes, the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk. Second movie in this cinematic universe, and it was done very well. You watch it again, you kind of go, don't sleep on this movie. Edward Norton was great. I mean, I'll admit that I thought... what's his nuts? I can't even think of his name right now. Mark Ruffalo, I thought he was, it was good in like Avengers, and then it just kind of, well, let's not talk about that. And then coming off the Ang Lee Hulk, I mean, the Ang Lee Hulk has its moments, but I mean, with William Hurt and Liv Tyler and Tim Roth, I mean, I thought it was a step up. The final act is really good. Abominable, and Incredible Hulk and Harlem at night. Hey, at night. Number 7, Captain America: First Avenger. Some people don't like this movie, and I don't know why. Because, I mean, first off, Tommy Lee Jones. It's a good introduction. It connected the universe. I mean, obviously, it really connected the universe right here because obviously you had Howard Stark. I thought, Chris Evans and the way that they made him all skinny, and then, of course, he got all huge. I thought that was well done. It's just Red Skull. I mean... Come on, Hugo Weaving? I did feel like maybe they rushed into it again, like they could have just had him come into the 21st century, like in the second one, but then after all that's been said and done, I'm actually glad that they ended it like that, and I thought it was pretty good. Number 6, and this used to be higher up on the list, and it's gotten bumped down the more I watch it, but I still enjoy the shit out of it. The first Avengers movie. I mean, this movie wasn't supposed to work. This is our first big team-up movie, and regardless of how we feel about Joss Whedon now, he made it work then. Essentially, the first Avengers movie is an Iron Man movie. I mean, he's the main focus, but he gave just the right amount of screen time for everybody else. And, the final battle was just something crazy, and there's a lot of great things that are happening. I just remember seeing this and just, wow. And then the fact that we've seen the 4th Avengers movie now, it's crazy how far it's come. Number 5, Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. Another movie that shouldn't have worked. I mean, the general public, they didn't know who the fuck the Guardians of the Galaxy were. James Gunn, who the hell's that guy? Oh, now he's in both universes. Just a well-done movie. I watched it the other day. It was on TV. It wasn't like the whole thing. But, I mean, it's just... like I said, it was supposed to be something that really wasn't supposed to work. And nobody's, I mean, yeah, you got Groot that I guess you could say is more superhuman, and Drax is like got some strength and stuff. But I mean, overall, I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess Peter is technically half alien. I don't know, people are like, yeah, the jokes. I didn't think they were that bad here in the whole dance-off thing at the end. It just fit the character to me, you know, and the way that he was doing the stupid dance moves because, you know, he's off. But the camaraderie with the group and, you know, Groot sacrificed himself. And then, of course, baby Groot was born. And good soundtrack, good visuals. It's just a good time. Number 4, Avengers Endgame. That's right. That's where it landed. Number 4, guys. And, I mean, you guys know I enjoyed this movie, but of course I had some problems with it, which like a lot of people can. And you can easily rip it apart because of the time travel concept. But I mean, just for it to all come to this and just have that final act of just pure madness, pure craziness, and what happens with the time travel stuff. I won't go into full detail just in case there's people out there that hadn't seen it yet, which is what, like 25% of the world? Like I said, it was just crazy how, you know, you go for that first Avengers to like here. And the fact that they're, you know, stuff that we revisit, I guess you could say, in the movie. And it's just pure madness. It was on just a totally epic scale. And I do need to see it again. And hopefully I get to see it again over the weekend. But yeah, that's where it lands. Number 4. Number 3! I'm Iron Man. First Iron Man, where everything started. That's right. What's really crazy about this movie is the fact that they decided to start this universe with a character that people were like, I guess. I think that's why they went for Incredible Hulk next, because that was a character that everybody recognized. And I'm sure they probably thought maybe they should start out with Captain America, but they decided to use Captain America last. And, you know, it was just before they got to Avengers. But the fact that they got Robert Downey Jr., who was trying to get his shit back together, and now he's one of the biggest movie stars in the world because of this. It's crazy how it all worked, and sometimes some of the visual effects look better than they do now. Jon Favreau knocked it out. Robert Downey Jr. knocked it out. I mean, even having Jeff Bridges, I mean, he was one of the stronger villains. He really was, you know, because it's Jeff Bridges. And it all just worked, and then we had that nice little secret scene at the end with Nick Fury, and everybody went, oh my God, they're doing it. Number 2! Avengers Infinity War. What if I said Age of Ultron? I'm sorry, but I can't. I love this movie. It's just, yeah, I mean, there's problems with it too that I have, but it just moves. Okay, this was a movie that just moves and moves and moves. As soon as it starts, till it ends, till everybody starts vanishing, you just like, you're on this fucking ride. You're really on this ride, and I don't know. It's just, I meant to watch it before I went to see Endgame again, and I didn't, just because I just got too wrapped up in shit. Coming out of Avengers Endgame, I think by the time I made it home, I went, nah, I like Infinity War better, because I just started thinking of things. You know, Endgame is good too, but there's a lot of slow parts. It gets a little messy at times, and sometimes there's just too much going on. I think Infinity War had just enough of everything, and it was a good balance, just like the first Avengers, especially having like pretty much tripling the roster, and I don't know. I just think it's great. Then, of course, we got number 1, and you guys already know what it is, because it's probably yours too, and it's funny how all the Captain America movies landed on my top 10 list, but yes, Captain America, Winter Soldier. It's just too good. I fucking love it. I mean, you got Captain America trying to, you know, hey, I'm in this world now. I'm 70 years later trying to just get my shit together. I'm working for S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm the only Avenger that's still doing that besides, well, I guess Black Widow. But something's going on. We got an espionage kind of spy movie with Captain America, and my God, one of the best superhero scenes of all time was that fucking elevator scene, and then just to do that Marty McFly kick and grab your shield, it's just gold! I mean, of course, we already knew the twist because we know the books, but I mean, general public probably didn't know, so hopefully it was a nice little treat for them. But yeah, it just all comes together here, and it's just, like I said, a spy espionage thriller with a superhuman superhero right at the middle, and it just works. And I'm just wondering if the MCU is gonna ever make a better movie. Who knows? All right, there you have it, guys. That is my top 10 list. Hopefully I didn't take too long with this, but let me know yours. If you want to put it down below or send it to me on Twitter, let me know. Hit that like, thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to my channel, visit filmjunkie.com for all my content. Follow me on all that social media stuff right there. Go to Patreon if you want to help out. And then, of course, shirts at the closet down below. Check it out. All right, guys?